Learning and cognition concepts applied to our society, professional, and personal life. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here today. My name is Beth Mayers, and I am in the Master's Program of Psychology at the University of Arizona Global Campus. My presentation will explore how learning and cognition theory can help us address and solve our real-life personal, professional, and wider societal problems. We often try to separate our personal and professional ties to the societal world. The problem with that is they are all connected and work together. What we learn and understand in our personal lives will allow us to enhance our professional lives, and in turn, we can positively affect how we deal with and help the wider society. Personally, I'm looking to improve my health and well-being and show older adults how to do the same. Professionally, organizations and employees can benefit from relieving stress and enhancing work performance. To improve humanity, we can all use the skills we acquire from learning and cognition in our personal and professional lives and connect them to help the wider society, combat poverty, encourage giving, and improve the mental health of our youth to help ensure that future generations can thrive. Learning and cognition can be applied to the wider society, professional, and personal life using the principles from social learning theory. Potential applications used in society include food insecurities, the social issue of poverty, and mental health issues. Professionally, using social cognition and technology to decrease stress in the workplace, breaking the glass ceiling, and applying triadic reciprocal determinism on employee performance. Personal life includes increasing physical activity, saving for retirement, and using self-efficacy for health and well-being. Societal issues discussed can be applied to all ages in the United States, although food insecurity and poverty remain global problems. Professional stress and work performance can apply to all employees regardless of profession. Personal health and well-being are essential issues that apply to all. Finding solutions to our personal, professional, and societal problem can be found in learning and cognition, which influences our behavior and helps us process new information to make the change. Professional life. Work-related stress is a leading cause of mental health problems and burnout, which impacts 1 in 6 working adults. Stress focuses on how our body responds to physical and emotional conditions or events that place demands on us like workplace. Workplace stress causation includes inequality, lack of resources to do our job effectively, and lack of adequate staffing that puts more demands on us, role conflict, and lack of employee involvement in decision making. Social learning theory, cognitive behavioral theory, and VR, immersive technology can relieve workplace stress. Combining our work environment with the social aspect of working with the trainer and colleagues and learning the technology will change our behavior. The goal is to direct employees' attention to the stimulus and prevent distractions from irritating thoughts or environment. By immersing yourself in the VR process, the stress can be relieved by taking over your attention and shifting your perspective to accept the behavior. Researchers measured how nature-based interventions can facilitate a positive change in stress levels and stress-related biomarkers. The result was that virtual nature-based experiences positively impact well-being, stress, and effort. Compared to urban environments, stress reduction theory states that nature is uniquely restorative due to our evolutionary adaptation to natural places. Even after short simulated nature virtual exposure, it lowered blood pressure and reduced cerebral blood flow in the cerebral cortex, which improved well-being, mood, and stress. Ethically, we must make the use of VR technology inclusive. Culturally, not everyone uses games or has been exposed to them for personal use. Using training and explicit instructions in all languages and cognitive abilities to provide a positive learning environment. This will help us gauge how people are learning and adjust the instruction accordingly, allowing everyone to enjoy the benefit of stress relief using VR technology. Employees want more productive and better performance. Employees want to increase their pay through performance or personal satisfaction. Social cognitive theory, triadic reciprocal determinism, is a relationship between behavior, individual factors, and the environment, influenced in determining one's another bidirectionally. TRD can be utilized to improve employees' performance. The TRD model has the organization climate as the environment, employee work involvement as the behavior, and employee creativity as the personal. working together as it relates to employees' performance, employees' psychological perception of a positive work environment conducive to creative process and outcomes. The researchers measured organizational innovative climate with 7 items, work involvement with 2 items, and employees devoted to work-related tasks. Employee creativity with 8 items on the key skills for innovative performance, and employer innovative performance with 3 items on employee achievements. The results show that innovative organizational climate, employee work involvement, and employee creativity positively affect innovative performance. Employees' more significant participation in the creative cognitive processes will produce a more innovative work environment. Employees involved in their work may experience a sense of enthusiasm. Employees' positive engagement can be transmitted to colleagues, which may improve organizational performance. Drawbacks include the motivation of the employee to engage in this creativity to increase performance in the organization. Creativity behavior is a key component in the TRD theory, which works to improve work performance. The organization could lack the ability to provide an environment for creative growth for the employee. Despite the changing times and climate concerning equality, gender is still a factor in career advancement. Research shows that today more women graduate with post-secondary degree than men, yet women remain left out of key organizations positions and their careers do not advance at the same rate as men. Women exposed to stereotypes and biases about their ability in leadership positions may develop a weak sense of self-efficacy and negative outcomes expectations for pursuing leadership roles. Biases can cause women not to seek opportunities for promotion, contributing to the persistence of the glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is an invisible barrier that prevents women and other marginalized groups from advancing to high-level organization positions. Male dominance makes males tend to feel more capable than women. This gender discrimination contributes to the glass ceiling. Males seem to be unable to carry out orders set by females. We can examine how the social role theory, role congruent theory, and leader-member exchange theory can explain how to reduce stereotypes and biases and remove the glass ceiling barrier. In the social role theory proposed by Eagly, gender stereotypes stem from the gender division of labor within the society. Women are supposed to be at home raising the family, and the men are out working to support the family. Role congruity theory posits that women will receive favorable evaluations when their traits match cultural expectations of their gender role. Leader-member exchange theory proposes that leaders establish special relationships between supervisor and subordinates. In a recent study on the glass ceiling, data was collected from female employees working in companies in various sectors using an online survey. Researchers used the snowball sampling method to get a better, less expensive sampling method. Foley's 2005 questionnaire was used on a 5-point scale from a strongly disagree to agree strongly. Using the leader-member exchange theory and glass ceiling effects on work-related outcomes explain work engagement and career satisfaction. Organizational policies need to be designed in such a way as to prevent a glass ceiling in the workplace. Leaders who can manage the quality of relationship with employees, leaders pay attention to the needs of employees, listen to their opinions, and protect employees from all forms of discrimination in the workplace, including gender stereotypes. Ethical considerations can identify discrimination or bias in the workplace and address them. Fair and equal distribution of opportunities should be provided to allow all employees to reach their full potential, to inspire career advancement by practicing diversity and inclusion techniques so we don't limit the insight and ideas they can bring to the table. Personal. We start thinking about health and well-being early in life and continue throughout our lives. Most Americans want to increase their physical activity for health and weight loss or just to have an activity. Many benefits come from physical exercise, including cognitive, psychological, and social benefits, according to the Department of Health and Human Services. Physical activity recommendations include 150 to 300 minutes of moderate or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous physical activity. The study on achieving better health through physical activity involved a questionnaire that assessed the average amount of exercise time per day, self-regulation habits, strength, health literacy, and social demographic factors. Results based on the intervention show that average exercise time was increased by using self-regulation behavior. Self-regulation is the ability to control one's thoughts, emotions, impulses, and behaviors to achieve goals. Self-regulated interventions can promote exercise behavior in a widely accepted strategy for promoting physical exercise. The key functions used in self-regulated strategies include physical activity interventions, goal setting, review of behavior goals, set monitoring of behavior, action planning, problem solving, reducing negative emotions, self-talk, time management, and feedback behavior. Drawbacks can be the lack of motivation to change. People are stuck in their ways or don't have the time or insight to self-evaluate and adjust behavior to increase physical activity. In our stressful lives, we look for work-life balance and time away from work for health and well-being. Some people commit to working long hours and cannot detach while at home. Studies show that employees often hesitate to use certain benefits intended to help improve work-life balance because of how their peers will receive them or if they don't have time off. Work norms expect behaviors to be consistently available and prioritize work over other aspects of life. Research by Laura Kuhnfeld identified familiar outcomes expectation employees have about taking vacations. Full-time employees from various industries asked to list them important positive and negative outcomes they can expect from taking a vacation. Evidence that domain-specific social cognitive factors, expectations of feeling relaxed, and expectations of adverse financial consequences predict employees' unused vacation days. Bandura's social cognitive theory can be used to explain why employees can benefit from using their vacation time. Detachment self-efficacy can distance us from work situations and cause mental burnout. Employees can use social cognitive role modeling theory. Leaders can help encourage employees to go on vacation and subsequently promote their health and well-being by engaging in behaviors that are known to promote self-efficacy, role modeling, and verbal persuasion. The dilemma employees can encounter when using vacation time is a lack of funds to go on vacation, which can be very expensive depending on the length of time used. Some employees allow employees to receive monetary rewards for utilizing their vacation days, and as a result, they forfeit their breaks. We have to factor in additional expenses if you have children and pets. Sometimes vacations are so time consuming that you come back even more stressed. Retirement planning is necessary for older adults to maintain their quality of life. Aging comes naturally and we don't have to do anything for it to happen, but planning how we want to live when we get older, we have considerable say in how that happens. Retirement can be a negative or positive life event. Negatively, we can experience a lack of financial stability, fewer social activities, poor health, and changes in cognitive health. On a positive note, there is less stress, more free time to spend with family, no work, and less fatigue. With medical advances, life expectancies have gotten longer, increasing years in retirement. Retirement planning fulfillment leads to positive mental health, including roles of social activity and self-esteem among older adults. Positive mental health is a systematic integration of emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Self-esteem is a feeling of self-worth that you are valued, confident, and accepting. Continued theory suggests that humans generally maintain consistent life patterns to avoid experiencing stressful disruption caused by changes and transition. Increasing positive mental health would have to continue as usual, and social activities should be maintained that give you joy despite the physical and cognitive decline that comes with age. This study uses face-to-face questionnaire surveys to measure retirement planning, fulfillment, positive mental health, social activities after retirement, and self-esteem in older adults. 60 and older retired adults were used in this study for positive mental health. A 14-scale short form was used. A 17-item questionnaire was used to measure retirement planning fulfillment. Rosenberg's self-esteem scale was used to measure self-esteem. A range of social activities and their frequency was used to measure social activity. The results show the relationship between social activity and self-esteem increased the relationship between retirement planning, fulfillment, and positive mental health. All ages require social interactions to be an integral part of their lives. The younger generation gets social interaction from school and the younger adults from work. Older retired adults use limited social activity, which plays a considerable part in their retirement lives. We have to include businesses, government, and retirees in the retirement planning. Companies have to be included in retirement plans for their employees. The government should monitor the implementation of the retirement plans and provide oversight. Using these parties can increase self-esteem and knowledge about retirement plans, boosting confidence. Just having a retirement plan alone increases the retiree's self-esteem for the future. Ethical considerations include the economy, which can decrease your retirement accounts depending on the market, and cognitive decline in older adults leads to scammers depleting their retirement savings. Also, the high cost of living and the inability to put away money for retirement. There is a lack of knowledge regarding how you save for retirement in some socioeconomic backgrounds. Society. Society is always looking for a way to solve the social problem of poverty, an ongoing issue with no real solution. Poverty is a societal issue because the government doesn't have the will or the need to solve it. We can use the givers of the world to become social entrepreneurs. They obtain personal satisfaction and moral identity by solving social problems. According to the United Nations in 2020, 32% of working age individuals across 58 countries engage in the nascent stage of social entrepreneurship. Self-efficacy is confidence in one's ability to complete the behavior related to a specific task. Using this model, one can contribute to solving social problems through the performance of entrepreneurial activities. Education is the key to promoting social entrepreneurship by allowing individuals to understand what it takes to develop innovative solutions and promote self-efficacy. The individual's self-efficacy increases when they have prior experience proving that they can overcome obstacles. Self-efficacy allows individuals to control their actions through cognitive, motivational, emotional, and selective decision processes. By educating, we can plant the seed and cultivate the emergence of more social entrepreneurs to address and solve social problems. Ethically, should everyone have access to basic needs for nourishment or resources to help? Do we want to utilize, educate, and train select few to carry the load of feeding the society? Or do we start from an early age and use self efficacy to cultivate a culture of doers? Food insecurity has been a historical societal problem. Food insecurity continues to be a critical issue due to physical, economic, and access to healthy, nutritious, and safe food becoming accessible to the disadvantaged. The lack of food can impact functional limitations, mental health issues, chronic disease, and comorbidities. The research study examined the relationship between grocery shopping and meal preparation, self efficacy, and food insecurity among food pantry clients. In the 18-item USDA food security scale model, over half of the sample of the 1,219 participants experienced food insecurity, and there were 7% lower odds of experiencing food insecurity. The social cognitive theory of self-efficacy can shed some light on this subject. The confidence in one's capacity to carry out particular behaviors. With higher self-efficacy, research has shown a reduction in food insecurity rates. A high level of trust can result in a person's ability to accomplish particular behaviors like making a plan to prepare meals, stay within a budget, and taking advantage of assistance programs available to help. Ethical dilemmas encountered can include financial issues when providing help. Society can only do so much. Does the government responsibility lie with the government, which collect taxes to provide for the citizens, or with the people who want to shoulder the responsibility of helping their fellow man? Young people spend a significant amount of time in school, which presents both risk and preventive factors for their mental health. Approximately half of adult mental health disorders begin during adolescence, 50 by age 14, 75% by age 18. This makes it the perfect time to intervene and promote mental health and prevent or reduce late poor mental health outcomes. Our youth today are experiencing self-harm, and suicide remains the leading cause of death for them, as well as the effects on educational achievement, substance use abuse, and interpersonal relationships. Socioeconomic status remains disproportionately affected by mental health issues and access to support for them. We can use the social learning theory to help change the school culture and use it to educate and promote mental health. Self-efficacy is the belief in one's abilities to succeed, providing the opportunity in schools to learn and practice healthy behaviors. Reinforcement involves providing positive consequences for desired behaviors and creating a positive environment that supports healthy behaviors. Observational learning involves students learning by observing others, like role models, teachers, parents, and peers, creating opportunities for modeling. Studies show that supportive school environments have been suggested to play a central role in addressing mental health concerns among young people. This can be accomplished by a holistic approach, including it in the curriculum and fostering an environment conducive to health and well-being through family and community involvement. Applying the studies on a participatory action research PAR is a valuable tool to change and disrupt collaborative and participatory process with a specific context and or environment. Using the PAR to include students and staff having a shared understanding of school culture, develop initiatives aimed at improvements in school culture, gathering data, creating focus groups to discuss what the school culture means to them, and how to make positive cultural change, and how this can impact students' mental health. Improving school culture will impact students' mental health by encouraging inclusivity, equality, and respect, creating an environment where creativity and innovation are valued, and reducing the factors that might contribute to poor mental health. Using the PRR can improve the outcomes of students' mental health. The youth feel physically safe, socially and emotionally supported, improve self-esteem, and challenge behaviors including risk, bullying, aggression, mood, and motivation. Ethically, how do we help without jeopardizing privacy and confidentiality of the student when we have to involve multiple parties? Confidentially has to remain at the forefront of all planning and implementation of any policy changes. This presentation shows that there are many dilemmas we are troubled with in today's world. These troubles can be complex or straightforward, negative or positive, affecting society and our personal and professional lives. The societal problems of food insecurity and poverty that affect young and older adults can be addressed by using Bandura's idea of self-efficacy. The personal life problems of health and well-being were addressed using self-regulation, self-monitoring, self-evaluation, and self-reinforcement for better health. Professionally, using social cognition and triactive reciprocal determination to decrease the stress in the workplace and increase employee performance. Learning is a lifelong process related to our society's personal and professional life. Cognition helps us to know what people think, which is simple to help understand their actions, behaviors, and emotions. To help find solutions, we have to assist people in identifying the problem and possible solutions through learning and cognition.